This ancient practice may unlock higher consciousness. What if I told you that one of the most powerful psychedelic experiences isn't found in a substance, but in your own breath? You take over 20,000 breaths a day. It's an automatic, life-sustaining process you probably don't give a second thought. But what if, hidden in that simple rhythm, there's a key? A key to unlock states of consciousness so profound, they're being compared to the effects of powerful psychedelics. An ancient breathing technique, long dismissed by many as folklore, is now being put to the test by neuroscientists in state-of-the-art labs. And what they're finding in brain scans is nothing short of astonishing. Section 1. The Ancient Mystery. For thousands of years, whispers of this power have echoed through time. In the high-altitude monasteries of Tibet, monks developed tummo, or inner fire breathing. These weren't just exercises. They were sophisticated spiritual technologies. Monks practicing in freezing temperatures could reportedly raise their body temperatures, a feat that baffled early Western observers. But generating heat was just a side effect. The real goal was to enter deep meditative states and accelerate the path to enlightenment. Meanwhile, in ancient India, sages developed pranayama. The word itself can be translated as the expansion of life force. The earliest yogic texts didn't focus much on the physical postures we associate with yoga today. Instead, the primary emphasis was on meditation and breathing as the way to control one's vital energy and achieve liberation. These weren't just simple deep breaths. They were complex, structured techniques with specific rhythms and breath retention, all designed to systematically alter your state of being. Practitioners claimed these methods could reduce anxiety, boost energy, and ultimately, connect them to a higher consciousness. But for most of modern history, these claims were met with a lot of skepticism. In a world demanding hard proof, tales of life force and inner fire sounded like spiritual mumbo-jumbo. It was seen as a placebo at best, a delusion at worst. How could something as simple as breathing change the very nature of your consciousness? Turns out, these ancient practitioners were the original neuroscientists. Without fMRI scanners or EEG machines, they used their own bodies as the ultimate laboratory. They meticulously observed cause and effect, engineering their internal states with breathtaking precision. They knew something profound was happening. They just described it in the language of their time. Section 2. The Scientific Pivot. For millennia, mystics and monks have claimed this practice can change your mind. Now, for the first time, science is showing us how. Welcome to the modern laboratory. Here, the language of prana is translated into cerebral blood flow and autonomic nervous system responses. Researchers are taking these ancient techniques, now called high ventilation breathwork, and watching what happens under the unflinching gaze of modern medical imaging. Recent groundbreaking studies have had experienced practitioners perform sessions of continuous, circular breathing, mapping the neurophysiological changes in real time. The results are finally providing the hard data to back up those ancient claims. What scientists are discovering is that this deliberate, fast-paced breathing is a powerful tool for neuromodulation, a way to naturally and intentionally change your brain's activity. As researchers from a recent study in the journal PLOS1 noted, breathwork is a powerful yet natural tool for changing brain function by regulating metabolism throughout the body and brain. Section 3. Into the lab, rewiring the brain. So, what's actually happening in your brain when you do this? It's a fascinating process of shutting some parts down while bringing others vividly online. First, The brain scans show that this type of breathwork causes a big drop in blood flow to specific regions, especially the left posterior insula and the parietal operculum. That might sound complicated, but these areas act like our internal GPS for self-awareness. They integrate signals from our body to create our sense of a solid, physical self, that feeling of where you end and the outside world begins. When blood flow to these regions drops, that rigid sense of self starts to dissolve. The boundary between you and the world gets blurry. This isn't a glitch. It seems to be a key part of the process. By quieting the parts of the brain that maintain our normal sense of self, the breath opens a door to a completely different kind of perception. But while one part of the brain is quieting down, another is lighting up. The scans showed a simultaneous increase in blood flow to the right amygdala and the anterior hippocampus. These are ancient parts of our brain, deeply tied to emotion and memory. It's like the breathwork turns down the volume on the narrator of your everyday self, while cranking up the volume on your deep emotional and memory centers. This unique combination, less self-awareness and more emotional processing, creates the perfect storm for a profound psychological experience. In these studies, participants consistently report a huge drop in fear and negative emotions, even while their bodies are in a state of high physical arousal from the breathing. It's a paradox. The body is technically under stress, but the mind experiences a powerful release. This might explain the cathartic effects that practitioners have been talking about for centuries. We're just scratching the surface of how our own bodies can unlock these incredible states. If this intersection of ancient wisdom and modern neuroscience fascinates you, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. We release deep dives like this every week, exploring the untapped potential of the human mind. Section 4. The psychedelic-like state reveal. And this is where it all comes together. The reports from participants combined with this new brain imaging data point to a startling conclusion. The states induced by breathwork aren't just relaxing. They are neurologically and subjectively similar to a classic psychedelic experience. Researchers found that the intensity of these sessions directly correlated with a state they call oceanic boundlessness. It's a term used in modern psychedelic research to describe a collection of feelings, a sense of unity with the world, deep insight, pure bliss, and the positive experience of your personal ego dissolving into something much, much larger. This is the hallmark of experiences with substances like psilocybin. Yet here, it's being reliably and safely triggered with nothing but air. Studies have confirmed that the more profound the changes in blood flow to those specific brain regions, the deeper the sensations of unity, bliss, and emotional release reported by the participants. It's a direct link between a physical process, breathing, and a profound, psychedelic-like state of consciousness. Further research has explored another layer: neural complexity. Using EEG to measure the brain's electrical activity, scientists found that these breathwork-induced states are associated with an increase in neural complexity. Think of your normal brain activity as a well-rehearsed orchestra playing the same old tunes. Increased neural complexity is like that orchestra suddenly learning to improvise, creating richer, more intricate and unpredictable music. This state of high complexity is linked to feelings of bliss and insight. It seems the ancient masters were right all along. By deliberately changing their breath, they were changing their brain activity, quieting the ego, accessing deep emotions, and sending themselves into a state of oceanic boundlessness, a psychedelic journey powered only by air. Conclusion: What we're witnessing is an incredible moment where ancient intuition is being validated by our most advanced scientific tools. What was once dismissed as mysticism is now being understood as a sophisticated technique for self-directed neurochemistry. The findings suggest that breathwork holds tremendous promise as a therapeutic tool. For conditions like depression, anxiety, and PTSD, it could offer a non-pharmacological path that has far fewer legal and medical hurdles than psychedelic-assisted therapy. As a lead author on a recent study, Amy Cartar commented, "Their findings suggest that this type of breathwork can safely and consistently evoke deeply transformative mental states. We are standing at a thrilling frontier in our understanding of consciousness. We carry within our own bodies an ancient, powerful, and natural tool to change our own brains. We have the ability to explore vast inner landscapes and experience profound states of unity and bliss just by using our breath with intention. The great secret may not be a secret at all, but a capacity that has been waiting inside us all along." It leaves us with a thought-provoking question. If we hold the key to such powerful states in our own lungs, what other dormant potentials are we just beginning to rediscover?